Everyone, I'm Alexia Maria Orwella, and I'm here with Mr. Austin St. John. He's going to talk about a few of his new projects coming up. So, I heard that you're very busy right now. Besides of Gift of the Heart, what other film projects are you coming up with?
Boy, trying to keep up with it all. Obviously, A Gift of the Heart. I'm here for a fundraiser with that, and it's funny, when I make it into Orlando, I've met so many people. I just had a friend, director Daniel E. Springen, come in. We're working on a film project called Survival's End, and our schedules have been so insane. He's been busy working on some AMC projects. I've been busy traveling the world and working on several indie projects. I just finished shooting 2 weeks ago a film called Monsters at Large. That should be out for distribution next July 2017. They'll finish filming this fall, and then there's post and editing and then distro, so probably fall 2017 Monsters at Large should be out, and that's a kid's film. I mean, who was a kid? It doesn't matter what language, what country you lived in, where you didn't think for a minute that there wasn't a monster under the bed or in your closet. I mean, we've all been through that, right? So this film, basically my son becomes a monster buster, and there's a line that I have in the film where I allude it to the fact, because my son is the leader of this team, where I'm like, at one point I was leader of an elite team of monster fighters myself. And we kind of leave it at that for the film. But those of you that know will know what I'm talking about, right? I'm watching myself do backflips on the TV up there. I wasn't expecting to see that. So I have Monsters at Large next fall. I have Survival's End with Daniel Springen. I have The Order. The Order is all over my Facebook page now. You guys will see that out. And we've got a huge collection of Power Ranger members from former casts, many casts, that have come together to create Rangers Civil War. And it's pretty beast. If you go to my Facebook page, austinst.john, with the blue check mark, you'll see we have like a 5-second clip there with a link to I think it's theordermovie.com or something. Click on the link on my Facebook page, and it'll send you to the full 1.5-minute trailer. And I have like blonde hair and, guns blazing, and there's swords, and there's bad guys and machine guns, and every Ranger actor from almost every cast you can imagine. And that's got the Ranger world lit on fire right now. So that's really cool. We're looking forward to finishing that one. We just finished shooting that, I guess the trailer in LA maybe a month ago now. So that's coming up. Oh, gosh, so many other projects. I just got offered a film in the UK that I'm under a non-disclosure for. I can tell you it's sci-fi, and there's a really cool spaceship and space marines and all sorts of fighting and cool stuff. I can't think of the others right now. But it's just a lot of stuff, and it's always constant development and meeting people and shaking hands and just being open-minded, So it's good times.
That's great. And you are going to be attending any Comic Cons or any kind of events like that?
I've got a lot coming up this year. I can't think of them all. I can tell you I'll be in Harrisburg it's either Harrisburg the 3rd and 4th and Niagara on the weekend of the 14th, or vice versa. So Canada side, Niagara, Harrisburg coming up. I'll be at Atlanta Dragon Con coming up this fall. I'll be at Power Morphicon this summer. I'll be at LA Kamikaze this summer. And that's all I can remember off the top of my head. I've got like 40 others booked over the next year and a half. So
you definitely just keep the date on his page, and you guys can check it out.
Yep.
Since we already got an interview, I interviewed you a while back, and you talked about yourself and everything. I wanted to ask you a question about your Red Ranger days. When's the last time you put on the Red Ranger costume?
My very last day on set, probably. That would have been like 1995-ish, somewhere in there.
Well, yeah. I mean, you have been attending the different comic plays, so you are still in touch with your character, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I global travels, talking to people and meeting people and taking photos and going over it. So it's been good times.
Now, I know that you probably met a bunch of fans, but is there one moment that you can remember that's probably your favorite fan experience?
Yeah, there's so many. I've had some epic stories from fans who I had this really big black guy. He had arms as big as my head, and he came in, and I mean, the guy looked like he could bear hug me and break all my ribs. I mean, he was just huge. And he comes in, and he's looking all tough. He's like, "Hey, man, would you mind shooting a Dear Mama video?" I was like, "A what?" because I've done a lot of weird things. I'm like, what's a Dear Mama video? He's like, when I was a kid, I jumped up off the couch, I broke my mom's favorite vase, and I was playing you. Well, you know that part where you jump up on the Tyrannosaurus? Well, that's what I was doing. I broke my mama's favorite vase. Would you mind doing a Dear Mama video and apologizing? I'm like, let me get this straight. You jumped up off the couch, broke your mama's vase. You want me to apologize? He's like, yeah. And he was just like this big teddy bear. He's the coolest guy. I was like, okay, let's do it. Why not? So I was like, Dear Mama, I want you to know that when your son broke your vase, it was my fault. I'm very sorry. You know, sort of thing. And he just looked and he just lit up with this huge grin. And he just came in and gave me this big hug. He's like, thanks, man. And then I signed his autograph and he wandered off. I was like, he looked like he could have eaten me for lunch. I mean, he was just huge. So that was probably a pretty cool moment.
That's great. That's so wonderful. So, before we go, can you at least, do you have a website, or if people can find everything on Facebook, so you can give it to them one more time?
Yeah, Facebook, Austin, st.john on Facebook with a blue check mark. Twitter, I'm at ASJ Austin. Instagram, I'm at Austin_ST_John. And then I have a website that will be announced across all of my social media, hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
Look out for it. Well, thank you so much, and I'm having a great time here. And thank you again for letting me interview you. And stay tuned for more.
All right.